All right, I am now pleased to be here with Atul Dhuria. He is the Vice President of Strategic Pursuits here at Frontgrade. Atul, thank you so much for powering this segment of From the Crow's Nest. Really appreciate your support. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about Frontgrade and what products you provide?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for having us here and giving us the opportunity to do this. Frontgrade Technologies, we're a PE-backed company based in Colorado Springs. A lot of space heritage here. What brought us to AOC this year is our expansion into non-space markets. So we do mission processing, microelectronics, power regulations, and motion control. And then what's really applicable here for this market and this customer set is our passive and active RF. So trying to do the electronic attack, electronic support, SIGINT, comment, and those ISR missions, and eventually move the data across the battlespace.
Now, as your company is growing,
yes.
what are some of the key challenges that you have to overcome as a leader in the industry?
So challenges right now, it's the government climate at the moment was very challenging for this year. I think we'll hit next year a little bit. That's normal for a new administration coming in. So that's been a little bit challenging. But things for us right now is trying to break down barriers just like our customer has silos of excellence. We have that. So taking a systems approach of how do we connect dots and leverage best practices from different programs, educate our customers on, hey, did you know the Air Force is doing this? It could be applicable to you, or maybe the Navy's doing this over here. And making it so the government gets more benefit for not bespoke systems and reduce redundancy and field stuff faster.
So one of the messages we're hearing regularly throughout the week is the need to bring the warfighter into the conversation earlier in development to better integrate the technologies into the capability. Talk to us a little bit about how important it is from your perspective to have that warfighter interface early on in the process.
That's going to be very important. I have a flight test background working at Boeing, so I was embedded with the United States Navy, and that was actually the best experience of my career, of hearing directly from the enlisted or officer operators of, hey, why are you testing it this way? We don't use that tactic. I think the reform that they have going with the JSIDs and JROC process is going to be interesting. Getting directly to the combatant commands and the TICOMs is going to help bring that voice of the customer there and maybe cut down some of the bureaucracy. I think we have to be careful of we don't create bespoke systems and take a system level view, but it should. I always say, like, what's the threat to the concept of the operations, and from there, what's the problem you're trying to solve, and who's going to know the threat better than the person facing the threat. So that's the best. That should make things better for the warfighter.
Now, you are Vice President of Strategic Pursuits.
Yes.
You talked a little bit about how Frontgrade is growing and expanding. What is something that you can tell our listeners about what they can expect to hear from Frontgrade as they follow the industry?
So Frontgrade's been well known previously as Cobham Case Space. 45 years of space experience for rad hard, strategic rad hard, and moving into that middle space area. So well-established player there. This year and going into 2026, where there's going to be a large expansion in the aerospace and defense market. So a lot more investments targeting that kind of unmanned architecture, UXS architecture, distributive operations, collaborative effects. I'd like to reference Dr. Grayson, who's not BAE, but his mosaic warfare approach to gone our bespoke systems, but how do we do distributive operations, man-to-man teaming? So subcomponents, tier 3, tier 4 elements to support that ConOp, and then trying to solve those problems. So we're actively trying to talk to customers, the warfighter, the user community, and see what's your problem and how do we go solve it.
Great. Well, Atul, thank you so much for taking time to join me here from the Crow's Nest. It's great to interact with all the exhibitors to see the technology that you're putting out into the field. Really appreciate your support. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, that will conclude this segment of From the Crow's Nest live here from AOC 2025. We'll be back with more later. Thanks.